Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit Podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of February, 2017, and this is episode 231. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers, and a big hiya to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, we had quite a few people introduce themselves in the Ravelry group this week, which we love. Thank you. So why don't you give them a shout out?
Okay. Erin, who is Punkin97 from Idaho. Diane, who is Yummy Triplet Mummy from London. Eve, who is Pandora7 from California. Ruth, who is Celtic Knits from Ireland. Lacey, who is Sparky in the Snow from Canada. Melina, who is Flying Monkeys from Texas. And Lotta, who is Lodette from Finland.
Welcome. Did you notice, I just noticed as you were saying them, that we have like an international group of new people this week. Idaho and Texas, Idaho, California, and Texas in the U.S., London, Ireland, Canada, and Finland. That's crazy. I mean, I know it's not the whole international world, but that's pretty cool. So, Dammy, if somebody is not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do? And why?
You should join and introduce yourself in our introductions thread because you will get a shout out on our next episode and you will be able to participate in all our cows and giveaways.
We're giving something away today. And we're announcing our new cowl today too. So before we start, I sound awful and I realize it. I came home from our book photo shoot and promptly woke up the next morning sick. I've been to the doctor and it's just viral, and I know it's probably because my stress level is so high right now with trying to get the book done before UIF, and that makes, of course, your immune levels go down. So, yeah, so I know I don't sound great, but we're going to record anyway, and I just apologize, and I'll be drinking tea out of my mug of irony. She drinks more coffee than Gilmore, but I'm drinking Puka, elderberry, and echinacea with elderflower, and it's really good. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff to talk about today, Dammy. Like we said, a new cowl. We have a review, we're giving away a prize, and we have lots of other stuff to talk about. So we should probably get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
Dammy, you don't have a book project on your needles anymore.
Yay!
You're knitting something for yourself.
Yay!
Yay. So what are you knitting?
I am picking back up something I started in like November.
Mm-hmm.
So this pattern is The Bluebird of Happiness by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner. I'm using US 4s, 3.5 millimeters, and the yarn I'm using is West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply in the Wood Pigeon colorway, but I'm holding it double, so I'm just making a bunch of these until I run out of this yarn.
So why don't you hold up one so they can see it? Like what? So you haven't stuffed it yet.
Yep.
And woven in the ends. So how many have you finished?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm working on another one.
I feel like there should be a song, but it's blackbirds, 4 and 20 blackbirds.
Okay.
2 and 4 black wood pigeons.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like there should be a song or something.
Okay.
Okay, so do you know what you're going to work on next once you finish these?
Socks, maybe.
Okay. Until I have another design project for you to knit.
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts on any upcoming designs for you after the book?
Not right now.
Okay. I was just curious if you thought about anything. There's several things in the works for me, but we've got to get through the book first. Okay. Are you knitting on anything else?
No. So
Okay.
what is on your needles?
Well, first up is my zigzag blanket. This is the 10-stitch zigzag pattern by Frankie Brown. It's on US 4's 3.5 mil needle, and the yarn I'm using right now is...
Oh.
Why don't you just say it?
Opal, Sweet, and the Spicy in the chili colorway.
I can never remember. She's like, why don't you write it down? I'm like, because you always remember. So I only have 3 zigzags left in this stripe. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with it. I laid it out on the bed the other day and took a picture, and that's what was on the screen a few seconds ago. Yeah, still aiming for a 2019 finish date. And then the second thing I have on my needles is my On the Sparkly Spice Market shawl, which is a pattern. It's On the Spice Market by Melanie Berg is the name of the pattern. And I'm on US 2.5 3mm needles. And I'm trying to get it turned so I can show you. The yarn is Countess Ablaze Lady Persephone Sock in the pink. It's a one-of-a-kind colorway. And Sarah's Texture Craft Sparkle Sock in the Serene, Embers, Fairy Brights, Indian Summer, Blossom, and Tranquil colorways. Can you help me? Okay, so we started over here. Okay, you're pulling too far. We started over here with the contrast colors and then with the main. And then I did the whole section with the main, with the pops of color of all the contrasting colors. And now I'm down here to the end. I finished the first contrast color section. I want to go closer so they can see. I don't know if you can see it. There's a slip stitch section right there. I know it's kind of hard to see because the yarn is busy. And I'm almost done with this second contrasting color. And they, the sections get shorter the closer to the end we get. So I am going to make it a goal to have this finished by next podcast. I think I can do it. It's living in my All About Yarn Winnie the Pooh project bag, even though it's very full because there's 6 contrasting colors in there. But yeah, that's going to be my aim, is to have it done. I am not snapping this correctly. There we go. Have this done by next week. And the final thing I have on my needles is a pair of socks. I'm using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. I'm on US 1.5 2.5mm needles, and the yarn is Knitting in France 2 at a time socks in the Eubig Gilmore colorway, even though I'm not knitting them 2 at a time. So, hold on just a second. Sorry, I have to take a sip of tea. So my friend Kelly Cron on Ravelry, we met in college, and then we lost touch, and then we reconnected on Facebook, and she's been a big supporter of the podcast, and she's just so kind. She crocheted this shawl that sits behind us every week. So last year at some point, early in the year I think, we did a swap where I knit a pair of socks for her, and she sent me this Supernatural project bag from Slip Stitch Studio. So it's got all the things on the outside, and then the inside is the cherry pie for Dean, and it's fun. She also sent me the stitch markers and a little mini skein key ring. So there is a Slip Stitch Studio, I don't know if it's over or not, but they were doing pre-orders for a Firefly. I was like, what is that show? It's the Space Western for a Firefly one, and she was like, do you want to do another swap? And I was like, sure. So I cast these on our trip, and I finished the first one. So this is the yarn that's from my Gilmore Girls kit that I did, the Where You Lead I Will Follow. And I've already made myself a pair of shorty socks out of the leftovers from the sample, so I was like, oh, I should just knit Kelly one, because she just said bright and colorful. So each stripe represents a different character. So the first one is completely done, and then the second one, I'm up into the green, so I'll have to get into through the black and then into this other red before I do the heel. So I am knitting on those for her, and I'm going to talk to you about these needles in Yummies, because these are not my normal Zoom Zoom needles, but I'm in love. You heard it here first. I'll tell you in Yummies.
And now we're going to talk about our finished projects.
So what did you finish this week, Dammy?
I finished the last sample for the book that I was working on last week. So I finished the last of the 3 espresso shots mitts on US 2's 2.75mm in Rusty Flare Yarns RF Quadruple in the Steampunk colorway.
Yeah. And if they want to see it, they can go back to last week's episode, because you were just knitting the longest one, or stay tuned at the end of the show. We're going to give you another sneak peek at the book photos. I know you're thrilled to be done. All right, anything else you finished this week?
Nope. So what did you finish?
I finished 3 things this week because, So first up, I finished a pair of shorty socks for me. This is from my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern, which you can get on Ravelry, and the modification that I made to it is I knit about 2.5 inches past the heel, and then when I bound off, I used Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off, but I just bound off and knit, and then it rolls. So this is on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is a homespun house plump merino in the saltwater taffy colorway. They're so cute. And I do have enough, it's actually right up here above my head. I'm going to knit Dammy a pair of shorty socks as well. I needed to get to work on Kelly's socks, so I'll probably pick those back up after I finish Kelly's socks. Next up, okay, these have not been blocked yet, although I did wear them for the book photo shoot. I decided, I think I was working on these last week in the podcast. I decided I had to have boot cuffs to wear for the book photo shoot. And I had like 3 days to do them. The pattern I used is the 2-in-1 boot cuffs with buttons and lace by Marie-Lise Herve, although I had to modify it quite a bit because I have shorty boots instead of taller ones, so I had to shorten things up. I used US 2's 2.75 mil and US 2.5's 3 mil needles, and the yarn is Rico Design Creative Reflection Print in the Blackberry colorway, and Worcestershire Spinners Air Valley DK in the gray colorway. So like I said, now they've got to be blocked still, but so what you do is, so when I started knitting, you knit ribbed, and this part goes down inside your boot, and then the rest of the pink has some kind of rib detail, and then it's got you do yarn over a row, and then you fold it up inside and stitch it so it gives you this picot type edge. And then you knit with the gray, and you knit it this way actually. So it's got this cable and it's got this lace detail and the garter stitch here. And then you sew the buttons on the pink, and then and these buttons are from when we went to the St. Abbs Wool Festival, like shortly after we moved here, and I just had never found something for them. So I have 2 of them. I will try to remember to put a picture in the show notes of me wearing them, but I love them and they're so cozy warm. So we will block these, and we'll take some more pictures, but I want to wear them also to Edinburgh Yarn Festival because they're fabulous. And then the last thing I finished this week is my 8th preemie hat of the year. I'm really in love with this color combo. This is from my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I used US 6's 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Eden Cottage Yarns Langsdale Superwash Aran in the algae colorway, and then an unknown purple yarn. But I think it turned out pretty cute. And that color combination is fun. So, number 8 for the year. And that is everything I finished, but I'm hoping, so next week I want to have my Spice Market done, and I want to be done with Kelly's socks. I think I can do that. So, and I'll have finished the stripe on my zigzag blanket. I think what I'm going to do is do a stripe out of this yarn next. Because it came in...
Can you show them what yarn?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was pointing to the socks. It came in 2 balls, so you could knit them 2 at a time if you wanted to. So I can start with this ball that I knit the other sock out of, and then I'll use this to finish. So, yeah, because I don't have a stripe out of this yarn yet, so that should be fun. All right, that's everything we finished this week, so let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So first up, I want to talk about some new knitting needles I got. I referenced them in an earlier segment, but these are Addy Sock and Wonder. Is that how you would say that? Needles. So you guys know, if you've been watching for any length of time, how much I love my, what I call affectionately, my Zoom Zoom needles. And those are the 9-inch circular needles that you can just knit round and round and round on for when you're knitting socks. And I've named them Zoom Zoom needles because you zoom zoom around in circles. Well, my normal ones that I knit with are these Hiya Sharps, and I adore them. I have several pair of them. Now you may remember I tried at one point, I don't even know if I have them anymore. I think I may have gotten rid of them. They might be in that bag of needles that we're giving away for the cow. So the KA ones, they were asymmetrical. And so one needle was longer than the other to make it easier to hold on to when you're knitting. The drawback on them, they were made of bamboo and they dulled very, very quickly. So I said, I don't know how long ago I said, some company should do metal asymmetricals. And then a few days ago I saw on the worldwide interwebs that Addy had done that. So I'm now knitting these socks on the Addy Sock and Wonder, and so this one needle is longer than the other. I wanted to show you a comparison of the tips. So the on this side is the Hiya Sharps, and on this side is the Addy. So you can see that the Hiya Sharps are just a smidge sharper than the Addies are. But look at the difference in length between, so gosh, it's a good almost inch difference in length on that one needle. And on the other one, the regular side, they're the same. They're the same length. So this is the first time I've used them because I did the other sock on the Hiya Sharps. But I am really, really enjoying the fact that this needle is longer. It's making it easier to hold on to. It does feel weird because I've just been knitting with the Hiya Sharps and gotten used to them. But, another bird? Mm-hmm. Do you have enough to make another one?
Yeah.
So, I am enjoying trying these on Kelly's second sock. Somebody asked on Instagram why you would want an asymmetrical set, and it's just easier to hold on to. I'm wondering, I still think it would hurt my wrist if I did it continental. Mm. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's different, but if you are considering getting some 9-inch circulars, a few episodes ago, maybe like episode 221, sometime in the last like month or so, we had an Ask the Geeky Girls question about the 9-inch circulars, and I talked about them, but Dammy also filmed me knitting with them to show you, and it showed you a little bit of my techniques and tips. So if you're interested in that, go back and, no, I don't think it was 221, because this is episode 231. Somewhere in the 220s. But if you would like to try some and want some tips, you should go back and check that out. But right now, I give them a thumbs up. And there's a link in the show notes if you want to order some. Let me get a sip of tea, please. So I am, if you watched my Instagram story this morning, Wednesday morning, you heard me talk about a new soundtrack that I'm kind of obsessed with. So we have not seen the movie yet, but there's a musical out right now called La La Land. And it's been on my list to see because I know that we'll enjoy it. And then a podcast viewer was like, I saw this, you should definitely see it. I think y'all would like it. And then there was a podcast I was listening to, and they were talking about that they had been listening to the soundtrack from La La Land on repeat. And I was like, okay, I've got to go hear this. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. If I'm not watching a podcast or listening to a podcast, or we're not watching TV, it is on repeat. It is so good. So I think you should definitely check it out. It's on Spotify, or if you have Amazon Music, you can stream it there. But I might just have to purchase the soundtrack because I really, really like it a lot. So check that out. Next up. Okay. So back in January, last month, I felt like January was so far away, but it was really just a month ago, that I was knitting a lot of socks. A lot of socks. And some of y'all even contacted me and were like, Cece, why are you knitting so many socks this month? And I was like, I can't tell you. It's a secret. It's a surprise. Well, the surprise is out of the box. I knit those 6 pairs of socks in January for my bestie Katie, who did the photos for our book, our brand new book that are coming out. She also did the photos for the book last year. And I just wanted to tell her thank you. And so I have a picture of the box of socks that we'll put up, and then also a picture of her with the socks, with Izzy, her little boy. And she loved them, and it was just so sweet, and I was glad that I could do that for her, to tell her thank you for helping us with the book. So that is why now you know. And speaking of our photo shoot, it went really, really well. Really, really well. So you and I left out late Wednesday afternoon, and took the train down to Birmingham, England, which is where my bestie Katie and her family live. And we got in probably about 9:30, which we knew it would be late, which was fine. But that way we could jump into things first thing Thursday morning. And so we did part of the photo shoot on Thursday, and then the other part on Friday, and then came home Saturday morning. We can't show you all the photos yet, but we are so thrilled with how they came out, especially the cover photo, which y'all have seen on social media, or at the beginning of this episode, because I changed out our photo and put that one in. And so we had a lot of fun. We drank a lot of coffee. We ate a lot of Valentine sugar cookies. But I just want to publicly say thank you so much to Katie for everything that she's done for this book. Also, thanks to her little one, Izzy, who was the model for the baby chino socks. And her other little boy, Noah, decided he didn't want to model them, which was fine. But then also thanks to her parents, Katie's parents, who were here from the U.S., and they entertained the boys both days while we went out to do the photo shoots. And also thank you to Katie's husband, Jeremy, for putting up with us crashing their house for a few days. Do you have anything you want to say about the trip?
It was good.
It was really, really good. I also came home with an adorable pink spotted and striped teapot and a cream pitcher and sugar bowl from Katie. I love it. Does she know me or does she know me? I'm trying to think if there was anything else about the photo shoot or the trip. It was just really good. We really, really enjoyed it, and there are some amazing coffee shops in Birmingham that were so gracious to let us take photographs in, and so yeah, that was a lot of fun. Do you have anything you want to say Yummies about? Do you have any musical stuff?
I'm still waiting for the Great Comet original Broadway cast recording.
Yeah, it'll probably be a little bit because they have to edit it and everything.
Yes, but can't they go quicker?
Well, they still have a show going on too.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that.
can't go quicker.
I was gonna say, Kate, librarian Kate.
Yeah.
What are her numbers?
7578.
Do you want to talk about what she posted in the group?
I was going to talk about it when she sent the playbill.
Oh, well, you can just tell them about the photos.
Well, Kate went to go see Great Comet on Saturday, and she posted some pictures she took. in the Ravelry group.
And the one guy knows that you're a fan now.
Yes, Lucas.
Kate told Lucas when he was signing her autograph that it was for one of his fans in Scotland.
Biggest fan,
one of his biggest fans in Scotland. So not everybody did the stage door thing because it was a 2-day show, 2-show day.
They do sometimes, to be funny, they do hashtags pictures. They take on 2-show days as 2 doshés.
That's funny. But those are in the Ravelry group if you want to go see them. She did a thread of pictures, so. Alright, anything else for Yummies other than our normal stuff?
I don't think so.
Alright, let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
So we are finishing up February, which is our alphabet soup month, which is our favorite one that we do, where you take a picture inspired by a letter of the alphabet each day. But yesterday we released the March list, and March is our colors month. So every day in March is a different color, other than
10th and 11th.
The 10th and 11th for Edinburgh Yarn Festival. So the prompt for that is hashtag GGKEYF fun. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. But, yeah, so the March list is out. So what are we about to show them, Demi?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
Here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. So it's never too late to join in. You just take a look at the prompt for the day. So for example, today when we're recording this, it's U is for the letter U. So you take a picture related to that prompt, interpret it however you want to. We're very flexible on that. And then you post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you put hashtag GGKCraftyPad so that we can find your photo and yours might get chosen to be featured. And we feature it here in the podcast episode and in the podcast show notes and on the social medias. So, all right, Dammy, we have an upcoming event that's coming up way too quickly. Why don't you tell us?
It is Edinburgh Yarn Festival, which we will be vending at on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th of March.
Yes, we're going to be in booth number G, as in
Golf
9.
Golf Niner.
Golf Niner. We'll be in booth Golf Niner. Golf. Not golf.
Golf, not gulf.
Like the sport.
Yes.
Golf.
Golf Niner.
Golf Niner.
That's the way you would say it in the NATO phonetic alphabet.
Golf Niner. That's where you will find us. And also, hopefully, we'll be able to make an appearance in the podcast lounge. But we will be doing, again, a special, just as what I was saying a minute ago, a special GGK Crafty Pad prompt for EYF. And it's going to be hashtag GGKEYF fun. So the fun you're having at EYF. Or if you're not at EYF, you can still participate and we'll be drawing for at least a couple of prizes. If you are at EYF, please do the 3 different hashtags. The hashtag GGKEYF fun, hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, and hashtag EYF 2017. So that we can see all the photos everywhere. And if you want to know more about Edinburgh Yarn Festival, go to edinyarnfest.com pre-order tickets, pre-show tickets are sold out, but you can get tickets at the door. So we're looking forward to it, but it's coming up way too fast. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading and watching.
Does that mean I should have put La La Land in this segment for listening to?
You don't have to.
Okay, so what are you reading?
I am still reading Les Mis by Victor Hugo, but I am in the last of the 6 volumes. My translation is split into, I don't know if other translations are divided differently.
Okay.
But
So, like, what percentage does that put you at?
75 or so.
Okay. Good, you're making good progress on it.
Yep.
Anything you want to talk about it?
Sad things have happened.
Oh dear. Did
Yeah.
you cry?
Yes.
Okay.
The BBC is gonna do a mini series of it, like they did with War and Peace, but I don't know when it's coming out.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now I want to watch War and Peace again.
It was good, wasn't it? But we have another thing to watch.
What?
Hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. Is there anything else you're reading?
No.
All right. Well, I am still reading The Broken Way by Anne Voskamp. I'm actually rereading it. I'm also reading Grace Not Perfection, Celebrating Simplicity, Embracing Joy by Emily Lay. She is a planner designer, and this book came out of that. I'm not going to talk about The Shadow of Night because we're in a hiatus. I did finish rereading Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. That's what we have to watch.
Ah.
Because I told Dammy I wanted to reread it because it had been quite a while before we watched the movie. Is it a movie or a miniseries? Movie. And I enjoyed it. It had been quite a while since I had read it, but I remembered bits and pieces as I was reading. So
There's also a musical if you want to listen to it, although it like cuts way down from the source material.
And isn't there a YouTube series too?
Yes, but there's only one season and they haven't done another one.
Oh, okay. And then I also read Rules of Civility by Amor Towles. Is that how you would say that? I can't remember who recommended this book to me. But I had had it on my Amazon wish list and it popped up at $1.99 to purchase it, so I picked it up. It reminds me quite a bit of The Great Gatsby.
Gatsby believed in the green light.
So I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I must tell the world, but it was pretty interesting read. So yeah, if you should at least check it out and see what you think, if that genre is interesting to you. All right, TV wise, I'm rewatching season 2 of Matlock. I only have one more episode in season 2 because I watched quite a few yesterday while I was resting. So yeah. All right, why don't you talk about the next thing?
Okay, we are rewatching season 1 of Eureka. Are you okay?
Yeah, just sorry, my throat is just hurting.
You were just making a face.
I know, because pain.
So we're rewatching season 1 of Eureka. And sciencey things happen.
Yeah. I don't even remember anything that happened. The Hubs and I are rewatching Lost. We finished season 3 last night and started season 4. We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back. Not Benny's boat.
How did he write that on his hand? What did he write it on his hand with?
A Sharpie.
Where did he get a Sharpie?
He always has a Sharpie because he had like that white tape around his knuckles and he like drew on it with Sharpie. But then he also made his list of the 5 best moments in his life. He had the Sharpie because he started writing it on the beach, and then in the boat with Desmond, he wrote it, and so he had the Sharpie with him.
Oh.
Now he is haunting
Hurley.
And so we've got the flash forward scenes now that are happening. I cannot remember for the life of me how it came about that the Oceanic Six got off the island. And I'm trying to remember who all is Oceanic Six. I know Jack, Kate, and Hurley. Sawyer, John.
How many is that?
5.
Oh. Wait, aren't Jin and Sun?
I don't think so. Hold on, I'm just gonna look it up. Hold that thought. Y'all are probably like yelling it to me. Hold that thought. Okay, members. Jack, Kate, Hurley, Saeed, Sun, and Aaron.
What?
Wait, that's weird. I thought John got off. And how come Aaron got off the island?
Without his mother.
That
Why
is
don't you
another-
watch and find out?
Oh, now my brain is like, wait, what? I thought Locke got off the island.
Okay, why don't we move on?
So who was in the coffin? Oh dear.
Why don't you watch and find out?
We're going to. Okay, and then the husband and I are watching season 10 of Murdoch Mysteries. There was 2 episodes that we watched. So we watched the Fountain of Youth episode, where they were pretending like Inspector Brackenreed had become, looked young again. They were trying to find a killer. And then the one we watched last night was that Detective Watts found the missing women, and it turned out that they were escaping from abusive home situations. And he also found his sister, and he found out that she abandoned him at age 12 because she didn't want to be burdened with him. It was really sad. Yeah, but I'm glad that there's closure on that. So, all right, why don't you talk about some stuff so I can rest my throat?
Okay. We're watching season 2 of Supergirl. We watched 2 episodes. So the first one we watched dealt with the Luthers a lot, and then at the end, Mr. Mxyzptlk came in.
But there was the whole Kara and Monel.
Yeah, but that was in this episode too. I was
Okay.
going to say it. Then the next episode was Valentine's episode. Aww.
It was called Mr. and Mrs. Mxyzptlk.
Yes. And so Mxyzptlk was being ridiculous. And I can show you the world. And this is the second Hamilton reference, at least off the top of my head, that Supergirl has made.
So there was the whole Hamilton duel thing between Monel and Mxyzptlk. What was the other one?
It was last season. Kat said something like, get him on the phone or I will prevent him from getting Hamilton tickets or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's not Mary Mxyzptlk, and she and Monel are going to give things a go.
Yeah. And then we were watching season 14 of NCIS, Hal. Evil Abby.
That was so funny.
It was a crossover with NCIS New Orleans, and so season 3 of NCIS New Orleans.
So you normally don't watch this with us, but you watched it because of the crossover.
Yeah. You wrote it was directed by LeVar Burton. And Sebastian hopes that McGee is who he will eventually be.
So he's like his role model.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're watching season 4 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. operatives have been replaced by life model decoys. Or have they? Who could people be in the framework? And this is all a ploy.
Oh.
So do Fitzsimmons really know what's going on? Do they?
What are they going to do?
Ooh.
We'll watch it tonight.
Mm-hmm. We're watching season 12 of Bones. It's the final season, and Bones' dad died. Yeah. It was very abrupt.
He was shot while protecting Bones and Booth's kids. Brendan is Bones. I get confused because there's so many B's. It was very sad. I don't know how many more episodes there are. I don't think it's a full season. I think it might be a shortened one. Okay, what else?
We're watching season 12 of Criminal Minds.
I told Dan Machine I had to talk a lot because of my throat. So,
oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Reed was arrested in Mexico for drugs and murder, but he was drugged and he can't remember everything. So he didn't really do it.
No.
But the Mexican police don't know that.
That's right.
And so he was crossing the border to get medicine for his mom, and he was extradited back to the U.S. But the FBI's lawyers won't represent him because he crossed the border not without permission. Not on work.
Well, he has a personal passport, but I guess that there's a rule that if you're going to leave the country, you have to get a briefing from the government first.
He didn't tell anyone, so that's why.
He crossed over, what was it, 6 times, something?
Something like that.
Without permission.
And he's being taken to jail.
Holy crap. When the episode started and there was the chase, I was like, oh my gosh, that's Spencer in there. It's got to be Spencer. It's got to be Spencer. But then I forgot to write this down. So a couple of the people from
Beyond Boundaries.
Borders.
Boundaries.
That's what I called it one day in the episode. Criminal Minds Beyond Borders. A couple of them were in the episode.
To help.
And it's starting back up sometime soon, I think. I don't know, I'll have to check, but yeah.
And we were watching season 2 of Blind Spot. So Rich.com was back again. He's always a handful. Yeah. And Roman apparently killed Taylor Shaw's mother.
But Jane doesn't want to tell Kurt in the midst of everything that's going on.
Your turn.
All right. So the hubs and I are watching season 10 of The Big Bang Theory, and Raj is growing up. He's going to give up the allowance he was getting from his dad. So his dad was like paying his rent for his, I think, car, for his credit card bills. Craziness. All right. Oh my gosh, this was an intense episode 2 of Supernatural season 12. Mary is working for the British Men of Letters, and she almost got Castiel killed while she was on an assignment from them. Mary got the Colt gun from like several seasons ago and gave it to the British Men of Letters. They did kill another yellow-eyed demon, which was the Prince of Hell, and he's the one that made it so that Crowley became the King of Hell. And then Crowley saved Castiel from dying after he was stabbed by the lance that Michael created to kill Lucifer. And speaking of Lucifer, Crowley has him imprisoned in a cage in his throne room. Oh, craziness.
Okay.
Okay, you talk about the next things.
We are watching season 4 of The Blacklist, and Tom is trying to figure out stuff about his past. Are we gonna watch the spinoff?
I don't know. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to watch it or not.
I don't know.
So I think they've been doing all this because Tom's in the spinoff. So is it gonna be? See, I don't know. Is like Tom completely leaving The Blacklist to go to the spinoff, or
I don't know.
I don't know. We need to look into that. Or is it just going to be like, it's a spin-off, but it's still, we're just going to be seeing that side of things instead of that side of things being in the main show?
I don't know. And Aram went undercover, and Reddington's own money was used to hire Isabella Stone to kill him.
Crazy.
We were watching season 2 of Colony. There are these, like, they're not tubes.
They're like coffin, sarcophagus, but you know what I was trying to say?
Pods.
Pods, that's it.
are being shipped off planets. What? What does that mean? But apparently there are less with question mark in them? What does that mean? Did you mean more?
Possibly. But, so, like, the one that they opened was empty.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently that's what I was saying, there was question mark, what is in the other ones. Because the one guy, you know what I'm talking about? Snyder, hid the stuff from the governor or something, whatever his role is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Colonel Talbot, sans mustache.
Yes. Okay, Grimm season 6. So there was this curse that made them all fall in love with each other at Moreau's birthday party, because this guy was trying to get this Vesson was trying to get revenge because Nick had put his father in prison, but this was before Nick even knew about Vesson and that he was a Grimm.
Oh.
But it was really so what there was 8 glasses of champagne, and the Vesson put a strand of hair from each of them in a different glass, and so like some of them were falling in love with each other, but Hank was falling in love with himself, and he was standing in front of a mirror and being just kind of talking love to himself. It was so funny.
Waxing poetic.
He was majorly, and the guy did it because he wanted them to eventually all kill each other out of jealousy, because like one of them, yeah, but why can I not think of the names?
Monroe.
Rosalie didn't fall under the spell because she didn't drink a glass because she's pregnant with the triplets. And so she recognized it for what it was and got the curse to go away. But Eve saw a portal into hell in the mirror.
Okay.
And something's going to happen, I think, with that in this next episode. And what's the little girl's name? Diana was supposed to keep the symbols and such all secret. And she tried to, but she was like drawing them, and Renard was asking her about them, and she was like, I can't tell you, I'm not supposed to talk about it. Mama said not to tell you. But he saw the symbols, and so now he's trying to figure them out. Oh, I also didn't put it down in here, but the guy that was supposed to replace Renard when Renard took over as mayor, well, he was very mad because Renard kept his job, and so he kidnapped Diana, and Diana ended up pretty much beating the crap out of him because of her powers.
She's scary.
So Renard didn't even like go after her being kidnapped because he knew that she would like.
Well, I thought you were going to say he didn't even realize she was gone.
No, he knew she was gone, but he was like letting her.
She's scary.
She's so freaking scary.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we are watching series 6 of Call the Midwife, and Sister Mary Cynthia.
Oh my gosh. She's in a mental hospital, and they started to do
ECT.
Yeah, what's this? Electro.
No.
Anyway, they were going to do the electrotherapy stuff on her, which is so sad. And then also the main part of this episode was about this sweet man, Reggie, who had Down syndrome, and his mom died. And Fred was his mom's, they were cousins. And Fred and his wife took him in, and then eventually they took him to this home that was like kind of on a farm with greenhouse and land, and there was people with disabilities all living together and working together. And that is close to my heart because my uncle, my dad's brother, had Down syndrome, and he's passed several years ago now, but yeah, that was close to my heart because of Uncle Greg. So that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. We are watching season 5 of Elementary. You wrote this person's name. I don't remember this person.
Kathy Najimy. So she was in Hocus Pocus. She was in Sister Act.
You said Numbers.
She was in Numbers. She was in, there was a comedy she was in several years ago. She was in something else too.
You can look her up if you want, but
Yes.
I guess she was in this episode.
She was.
And this episode dealt with Shinwell's daughter, Siobhan.
Yeah. And then the last thing is NCIS LA season 8.
Freaked out.
I freaked out. Oh my gosh. Guess, in your wildest dreams, guess who was in this episode? Admiral A.J. Chickwin from Jag.
How many years ago was Jag?
A lot. So, and I am wondering, and I said this to the hubs, I wonder if they are going, that if Chegwin is going to kind of replace the older male role because
Miguel Ferrer?
yeah, but what's his character's name?
Granger.
Because Granger, well, because Miguel Ferrer has passed away, so they're obviously going to have to write him out of the ship. 1995 it says for Jag.
How old was he in Jag? Because he looks good.
He does look good. Let's see.
That sounded weird.
Are you trying to say he looks good for his age?
Yes, but that also sounds kind of mean.
Did you, because you were like, I'm like thinking of this. He was born in 1950.
So he's like...
Almost 67. He's from Louisiana.
Louisiana.
That's where my family lives now.
Louisiana. Were you asking, did I know who he was?
No.
You were going to ask me something personal.
I don't remember now. Anyway, I'm wondering if they're going to replace...
You said that already.
Yeah, with Chegwin. But he walked into the room and I was like, holy crap, oh my gosh, that's Admiral Chegwin.
Okay, brave.
We found out that Callan's former girlfriend, Joelle, was CIA. And Callan was a mission for her. Kinsey's safe and Granger's dying in the hospital. It's so sad. I'm like, I thought that this was going to be an episode he died, but he ended up killing the attacker instead. She was like going to inject something into his IV. But in the show, they have him dying from Agent Orange. I don't know how much longer they're going to be able to hold out with that because he looks and sounds not good. And I know he just wanted to hang on and be part of the show. And yeah, that's everything we're watching. We talked a long time about TV. We should probably move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our December, January, February Winter Wonderland Cal. This started on the 1st of December and it runs through the 28th of February. And it is for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us relates to winter. The one main rule for this Cal is that no whips are allowed, so your project has to have been started December 1st or later and finished by the 28th of February. You can feel free to polydip in other Cals as long as it fits in with the rules of those other Cals. We have lots of lovely prizes which are on the screen right here. We don't talk about them in detail every week, but if you want to hear about them in detail, you can tune into the first podcast of every month or go to the show notes where they are all listed out.
And where are the show notes at?
GeekyGirlsKnit.com. And
We are giggling because Dammy is taking on my role because I said, could you please do this one for me?
Every project you finish and post counts as one entry into the Cal. You have to be a member of our podcast group on Ravelry to participate.
Hashtag.
The hashtag for this Cal, if you want to use it, is GGKWW1617. The FO thread will be locked on the morning of March the 1st, and winners will be drawn on the next podcast following that. And do I say the thing about the prizes?
You just say, if you're a winner, you'll have 30 days.
If you're a winner, you will have 30 days to claim your prize. And there is a chatter thread on Ravelry where you can chat about your projects if you wanna.
You give them props for finishing in that thread too.
I ear burn several people a week. It's probably getting annoying by now.
I think people like it. People have said that they like that we congratulate them and that we give them a shout out.
Okay, so here are people who finished projects this week. Army Wife 2102, Artist Maybe, Beth McDonald, Britter the Knitter, Crafty Textile Lady, Crazy Knitting Fool, DG White, Ditzy Mermaid, Elka Chan, Fry Meister, Hazy Summers, Inagata Danita, Inagarad Stoga, Jessie's Girl 84, J Thismay, K2P2 Mama, Kana Soup, Katie Did What One, Knit Central, Knit Live Love, Knit Princess 83, Knitter Joe 2, Knitters Wild, Little Angel SG2, El McCall, Looney Hiker, Lucy J Will, Mama Bug 89, Mama Mia 64, Imdorum, Muzzer Z, Mystery Sower, Pandora 7, Phoenix Fire, Piper's Mom, Rainbow Ange, Rue CMC, She's Knitting Socks, Skyly Knits, TBS 80, VVFB, and VT Kimmy Kim.
Great job, everybody. So you have a little under a week to finish, and we'll, ouch, that's my elbow. We will announce the prize winners on next week's episode. All right, let's move on to the next cow.
And now we are going to talk about our For the Love of Socks Cal. This runs from the 1st of February to the 31st of March. And unlike all our other cows, you can have whips in this one.
We'll tell them about what the details are first.
Oh yes, this is for any finished sock project. So it has to be a pair of socks, 2 pairs of socks to be eligible.
Not 2 pairs of socks, 2 socks.
What? 2 socks?
1 pair.
Yes. And our episode 227, which is in the show notes with the right timestamp, has the whole list and gamut of rules for this cow. Yes.
We did what you did say, whips are allowed, but you had to have no more than 50% done when the cow started on February 1st.
Yes.
Now we do want to clarify something on points.
Yes. The second post in the FO thread shows exactly how to lay out your FO posts, specifically in relation to yardage and the bonus points. For your yardage bonus points, they do not go in the bonus section for individual projects.
That's for like sponsor bonuses.
Yes, so like if you had one sock project that was 300 yards, well,
Yes, that's right.
Yes, you would get 2 bonus points for that because that's 300 yards, but you don't
for every 250 because you get 2 points for every 250 yards.
Yes, but if your next sock project was only 200 yards, you wouldn't get any bonus points for that because that's not 250.
If you were doing it individually.
Yes, but it's not supposed to be done individually. All your yardage is supposed to go at the top, so the total yardage.
So like 300 plus 200, that would be equal 500 yards. So that would give you 4 bonus points because it's 2 per every 250 yards. So just please follow the format that is in that second post, and at the top have your running total of points, and right under that would be your running total of yardage.
And yardage bonus
and
points.
your yardage bonus points. If you have any questions or problems, or you're confused about something, PM you.
Yes, Dammy's Doodles on Ravelry.
And she will help you get it taken care of, because she can go in and edit your post if you need help. But we're not going to go in and edit posts for everyone. It's your responsibility to...
I don't know. Stay on top.
It's your responsibility. We're not going to do it for you, is essentially what I'm trying to say. We do have a new coupon code from a sponsor.
Yes, from Pumpkin97 Designs on Ravelry. You can get 25% off any other patterns with the coupon code GGK2017.
Also, just say about the prizes.
We have lots. Are we listening now? Oh, we have lots of prizes that are on the screen right now, and
It's like crazy.
Yeah, and thank you to all of our sponsors for donating these prizes.
We talk about them in detail on the first podcast of the month.
Yes.
But they can look at the show notes. Let me see. Poly dipping is fine. You should be a member of the Ravelry group. There'll be a prize for the person with the highest number of points and a prize for the person with the highest amount of yardage. And then the rest will be random number generated, but you can only win one prize. Talk about the hashtag.
The hashtag for this cal, if you want to use it, is GGK Love of Socks Cal.
In the FO thread, you only have one post, and you go in and edit it as you do new socks. And we'll lock the thread the morning of the 1st of April and draw winners on the next podcast, and you'll have 30 days to claim your prize if you are a winner. Like Danny said, if you have any questions, PM her, and do go back and watch the episode where we talked about all the rules and details if you need assistance with that.
Okay, so here are all the people who have finished sock projects this month. Ariaya, Army Wife 2102, Artist Maybe, Crafty Textile Lady, DG White, Ditzy Mermaid, Eleanor Gamgee, Ina Laura Said, Essa Laza, Jamintonit, JP Music 15, K2P2 Mama, Karen Louise 59, Knitter Joe 2, Knitters Wild, La Chambre SM, Little Angel SG2, El McCall, Lucy J. Will, Mama Bug 89, M. Dorham, MD Quilter, Muzzer Z, Mystery Sewer, Pumpkin 97, Rainbow Ange, S.E. Hepworth, She's Knitting Socks, Skyly Knits, Tiny Dancer Knits, Vegan Jilly, and Yarn Enthusiast.
Great job, everybody. All right, well, we have a new cal starting next week, so we should talk about it.
And now we're going to talk about our March, April, May Sheepy Spring Cal, which starts a week from when we're recording this.
March the 1st.
Yes, it runs from March the 1st to the 31st of May, and it's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us relates to spring.
What's the fallback?
You made it in the spring, because no whips are allowed in this cal. Your project has to have been started March 1st or later and finished by the 31st of May. You can polytip in other cals as long as it fits with those rules. And we have some prizes.
But why don't you ask them if anybody wants to donate?
If you would like to donate a prize to this cal, you can PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsknit@gmail.com. So the prizes we have right now are a set of 6 sheep stitch markers from Ann Tudor.
Sorry about trimming. There's one little black sheep and 5 little white sheep.
3 skeins of Fiber Lady Macacot in the relaxing colorway, donated by Vegan Jilly on Ravelry.
And it's squishy yarn. It's so soft.
It's cotton and bamboo.
Yep.
Fantasy Yarn and Blue Seas stitch markers from Gothica Yarns.
So there's the yarn and there's the stitch marker.
Knitting in France Blue Tulip stitch markers. A 3-in-1 special needle charm and stitch holder from us.
So this is a really cool thing. It's got a needle to sew ends in. It's got a stitch marker, and the stitch marker can be used as a progress keeper because it also has a optional thing there. And then there's a stitch holder that you can use when you're like putting your stitches on hold for whatever.
And a Gnome Acres key skein and Susan Bates finishing needles from Kelly Cron.
This is the same kind of one that I have on my Supernatural bag that I showed, but this is in the Berry Gnome colorway.
Berry Gnome.
Oh, Berry Gnome, sorry, colorway. So those are all the prices thus far, but if you want to donate one, let us know.
So each project you finished and post will count as one entry into the CAL. You have to be a member of our podcast group to participate.
On Ravelry.
The FO thread will be locked. Well, it's locked right now, but it will be relocked on the morning of June the 1st, and winners will be drawn on the next podcast following that.
The tag.
The hashtag, if you would like to use it, is GGKSS17, and we have a chatter thread on Ravelry where you can chatter.
30 days.
If you are a winner of a prize, you will have 30 days to claim that prize.
That's right. And that's everything about that. So that starts a week from when we're recording this, and we hope you'll join in on the fun. Oh, am I supposed to say?
I don't.
I thought you were going to say it. So I think that's everything for that, Cal. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, a part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
So what's this week's question?
This week's question comes from Carrie, who is Earl Grey Knitter 2 from Kansas. This question is for Cece. What sweater pattern would you recommend for a person knitting their first sweater? Any ideas would be appreciated. Thank you.
So we have 5 potential patterns for you. First up, we have 3 patterns from Tin Can Knits. All 3 of these patterns are from their Simple collection. There's Harvest, there's Flax, and there's Flax Light. And the Simple collection is a collection of patterns that are to help you learn to do whatever. You know, there's hats and shawls and all kinds of different stuff. I haven't knit any of these 3, but I have knit quite a few of Tin Can Knits patterns, and I can confidently say that any of these 3 would be good first sweater projects. So there's Harvest, there's Flax, and there's Flax Light. We linked all of these in the show notes. And then I'm wearing one that you might want to consider. This is from Kathleen Dames. It's her Pearly Pullover. It's so fun because you knit it in stockinette, and then at the end you turn it inside out so that it's purled. And I did modify it and do short sleeves on it, but you could do longer sleeves on it. And I really, really love it. It's quite a lot of fun. And I knit this along with the Sweater podcast, which is still available on YouTube. And what she did videos every week to walk you through the process of knitting it. And we've also reviewed Kathleen's magazine filament that she works with another lady on. So after knitting this, I can recommend it. And then finally, Lyndon Downs Baby Sophisticate Sweater. I've knit several of these, and it is a really good basics cardigan sweater to knit. It, and also all of Tin Can Knits patterns are sized from baby to big. So you could knit either the Baby Sophisticate or any of Tin Can Knits sweaters. You could knit a baby size to kind of learn the technique, and then knit one bigger for yourself. So it kind of could be a swatch type thing to help you get the concepts down without it being such a big project that it feels like it's going to take forever. So those are the ones I'd recommend, and like I said, they are in the show notes, links to them. Did we answer the question?
Yes.
All right. So thank you so much, Carrie, for asking. If somebody has a question, what should they do?
Go to the Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
That's right. All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we are going to do a review of the spring 2017 issue of Pom Pom Quarterly, issue 20.
All right, so let's start with the first sweater. It's a cardigan. It's called Hanabira, and it's by Eileen Alcocer. Is that how you would say it? And this is a crocheted cardigan. The Hanabira means petal in Japanese.
It's very pretty.
It is very pretty. Is there more pictures? Let's see. Yes. I like the flower detail on the sleeves and on the bottom of the cardigan. So this is in 6 sizes, which is a thing I love about Pom Pom Quarterly is they have a really wide spread of sizes. It's it's crocheted with sport weight using a 3mm USD crochet hook. And it's worked from the top down in a raglan construction with the sleeves worked downward in rows from the body before seaming the underarms. It's really, really pretty. I like this one a lot. If only I was a crocheter, but I'm not. Next up is Izumi by Natalie Sellis.
I liked this one.
Yeah. So this was born out of a desire to make the perfect everyday spring sweater. And oh my gosh, this model, I am so obsessed with her hair. Love it. But we're talking about the sweater. This actually kind of reminds me of one of the ones that was in the book we reviewed last week, The Heart on My Sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
The detail on the back of this. I love how it continues over the shoulders. And it's on the sleeves as well. This is in 6 sizes. It's knit using sport weight yarn, 3.5 mil US 4 needles, and 3 mil US 2.5 needles. It's knit in the round from the bottom up with a stocking stitch body before splitting to work flat in rows for the upper front and back. Grafted shoulders, and then picking up sleeve for the sleeves. It's so pretty. I love that one so much. It's got such nice detail on it. The next thing is the Arosa shawl by Jennifer Wiseman. She was inspired by a landscape of early wildflowers with lace that echoes the nodding petal heads. And
I love the border.
Yeah, it's a mini skein that they use to do the border. It's a pop of color. Here, there we go. You can see it better in that one. So it's just this pop of color on the edging. It's so pretty. Let's see here. Oops, I won't do that. This is 1 size. It's knit in sock yarn 4-ply fingering weight. Using 3.5 mil US 4 needles. It starts with a garter tab cast on and worked flat from the top down. Background is stocking stitch with sections of flowerets, flowers, and ripples before the lace edging. There's another good picture of it to see the back. Very, very nice. And it's so light. It looks so lightweight, which would be perfect for like those spring days where it's just cool enough that you need just a little something.
Mm-hmm.
I am so in love with this one. This is the Tinea, which is the Latin word for moth. Don't tell. Moths are. This was designed by Rachel Brockman, and the inspiration for this pattern was derived from moths resting on walls with closed wings. How gorgeous is that? I would love to see it done in hot pink with orange edging. I think that would be awesome. I love this detail. Okay, so let's see here. This is in 5 sizes. It's knit with sport weight using 3.5 mil US 4 and 3.75 mil US 5 needles. It's worked flat in pieces from the bottom up with the cable pattern yoke detail. It's got drop sleeves. It being worked in pieces is something that's not my favorite to deal with because I hate having to sew up the pieces, but it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Next up is Astera by Grace Guin, and it was inspired by the farmer's market and needing to have a tote to carry your stuff. It's really cute with kind of this triangular pattern. Let's see, there's another picture of it. So this is in 1 size. It's knit using chunky or bulky weight yarn with 6.5 mil US 10.5 and 6 mil US 10 needles. It's knit in the round from the bottom up and uses a buttonhole technique for the opening for the straps. And then you pick up stitches along the edge and decrease to make the bottom of the bag. This next one, oh my gosh.
I like this one too.
There were so many in this issue that I just love.
Spring is nice.
Oh, we like spring. This is the Bombas by Miriam Jars. So this design is a vintage twist to the modern bomber jacket shape. And it's got quilted texture, which I totally agree that's totally what I thought of when I saw it was like a quilted piece. How lovely is that? Of course, obsessed with that model. There's some detail shots. This is in 5 sizes. It's done in a DK or light worsted weight. 3 mil US 2.5 and 3.5 mil US 4 needles. It's knitted from the top down in one piece with raglan increases and picked up stitches for the front. Short rows for shaping across the neck and the back. It's so pretty. I love this one a lot. And then, so where, that stitch right there, how is that done? It's sewed in, okay. So do you see this little detail right here?
It's also on the back.
Is it?
Back.
Oh, yeah, duh, right there. I thought you were saying, oh, it's on the back of the sweater. That detail
is the back of the sweater.
Yes, that detail is sewed in. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love that one. This one is nice too, with the rolled. This is the Odonata by Courtney Cedarholm. She translated the shape of open wings into cross cables to become a simplified butterfly. It's beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. You've got that gorgeous cable decal on the front with just a stockinette back. It's so pretty. So this is in 5 sizes, knit in a sport weight, with 3.5 mil US 4 and 3.5 mil US 4. It's knit bottom up in pieces for the front, back, and sleeves. The bodies are rectangle and shaped at the shoulder with short rows for a drop shoulder fit. I love the rolled hem on the collar and on the bottom and on the sleeves. It's so pretty. I'm going to take a drink. Okay. Next up we have a hat, the Signal hat by Anna Maltz.
Yeah, that pom-pom is so crisp.
It is very crisp.
Crisp. Like an apple.
The colorful illustrations of Feep Westerndorp inspired the bright shades and bold shapes of this graphic knit.
Lots of color work.
It is lots of color work, which means I probably would not knit it because I'm not good at it. I would have done a humongous pom-pom, but you guys know how I feel about pom-poms.
It's very crisp.
It is. Let's see. Let's get the details about this. It comes in 3 sizes. It's knit with 4-ply fingering weight. Oh, it's just done with mini skeins. It's done with 6 mini skeins. The mini skeins are 67 meters, 73 yards per 20 grams. This could be a great mini skein project. It's
now you want to make it.
I know, because I'm not good at color work, but it's knitted seamlessly in the round from the brim to the crown. Yeah, beautiful.
I like this one.
I love this one too. This is the Melly by Camille Roselle. It's the shape of a kimono with dramatic drop shoulder, slouchy fabric, and generous ease.
B. Stitches B.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. You know who will knit this?
Me.
Jess, because from Ginger Twist Studio, because she loves cropped. If I were to make it, I would make it longer. So this comes in 7 sizes. Uses DK light worsted weight. Uses 3.5 mil US 4 and 4 mil US 6 needles. It's worked from the bottom up in reverse stocking stitch with a partially improvised B pattern before splitting for the yoke. Button bands are worked as you go, and sleeves are knitted flat afterward, and then they're seamed. And I don't want to give away the secret sauce, but they do a nice little diagram drawings of to show you how to do the B pattern. Oh wow, that's so pretty. And I love the yarn they used. Oh, it's La Bien Ami. They'll be at EYF, won't they? Okay, so that's all the patterns. And then there was an article by Anna Maltz about knitting fire and fury. And it's talking about, what's the word that they call it?
Craftivism?
Yeah, crafts and activism, which we all know is going on right now, especially with the Women's March that happened in January. This next article I can barely read because binders. This is called The Spider Inside. Lydia Gluck talked to artist Eleanor Morgan about her book Gossamer Days, Spiders, Humans, and Their Threads.
Are you okay?
No.
They're not gonna hurt you.
And then, let's see what we have at the end of the thing here. We have this is so cool. It's a quilted pattern called Sun Rays, and it's by Gina Rockenwagner. There you go. So sashiko is a traditional Japanese embroidery technique, and so in this version,
Actually, it would probably be Wagner.
probably.
But I'm not German.
So there's the picture of it right there. But it's a tutorial. It walks you through step by step how to do this. And then there's the introduction to sashiko at the end. Really cool. And then we have, oh my gosh, I want this. A recipe by Rebecca Lawrence for pistachio shortbread with rosewater cream. Oh, doesn't that sound amazing? And then we have the contributors, the Hive Mind. And then we also have the yarn dyers. What do you think?
I love it.
I think this is probably one of my favorite issues of Pom Pom Quarterly. I love Pom Pom Quarterly. So again, that was Pom Pom Quarterly, issue 20, spring 2017. We say go get it now. All right, let's move on to the next segment. We made it to the end of the show. Thanks for putting up with my sickness. There was just so much we wanted to share with you that we had to get an episode out. First, now, we have a very important reminder.
Ooh.
Pre-orders for the print version of our brand new book,
Coffee with Cece and Dammy 2, another 7-pattern caffeine-inspired knitting collection.
and this Friday, the 24th of February. Where do they go?
Coffeewithcc.com.
So after Friday, we'll take down the pre-orders, and then we will order extra to have it in Yarn Festival. And then if there's any left after that, we'll put those back up for sale. But we can't guarantee that there's going to be any left. So if you want to make sure you get your hands on a print copy and the project bag, you need to pre-order by Friday. And then the pre-orders for the ebook are up on Ravelry, and those will stay open. All right, Dammy, why don't you tell us about the giveaway and what was the inspiration behind this bag?
Okay. We have a winner for our giveaway from Kate, who is Lillerina on Ravelry from Fibrary.
Which is her shop on Etsy.
Yes. And so the giveaway was for this tea and honey project bag, and the inspiration was a quote from Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. "I don't feel much like Pooh today," said Pooh. "There, there," said Piglet. "I'll bring you tea and honey until you do."
Can you show them a close-up of it?
Yes. So there's that. And this is a vegan leather base. It's brown.
And then
The color is distorting.
show them inside.
There's a nice little subtle pattern on the inside and a little flower pocket.
Yes. So what did we ask them to tell us in order to enter?
We asked you to tell us a book that you would like Kate to be inspired by to make your project bag.
And Kate has been inspired. She's been making notes about all the inspirations so that she can consider them as possibilities in the future.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Dammy, we have a prize winner.
Yes, we do. So the winner for this was what?
I was going to just say you had 30 days to claim your prize. And
Oh.
how to claim it. You need to, if you're the winner, you need to PM me, Java Pearl on Ravelry with your full name and mailing address. You have 30 days from the day this podcast goes live to claim your prize, or you forfeit it and we'll use it as another giveaway. So now, Dammy, drum roll. Who is the winner?
The winner is post number 6, Faith, who is Faith Chipple.
Spell it for them.
CHPPLL.
And I'm putting it on the screen. Congratulations, Faith. So please PM me, Java Pro, with your name and mailing address, and I'll get it sent out to you.
Yay!
And again, thanks to Kate for the project bag she sent you, and the interchangeable needle case that she sent to me, and for letting us share her business with y'all. Okay. Kate, do you think you can do the support the podcast?
Maybe.
Okay.
So thank you to everyone who supports the podcast by watching it. We appreciate you a lot. Yes.
That's one of my favorite pictures from the book, that you were wearing the mitts, the fingerless mitts, and Katie took a picture of you looking through a heart. It was really cute.
Yes, so if you would like to support the podcast financially, there are 3 main ways you can do that. One is Patreon, which is a site where you can pledge a certain amount a month to support your favorite creatives. And if you would like to do that, that is at patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
The rewards.
There are rewards. Yes.
Based on the level you donate at.
Yes. Another way, if you'd like to make a one-time donation, is there is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website. And also in the sidebar of our website are links where you can click through to shop on Amazon.com and .co.uk. And Amazon just gives us a little back from what you purchase through that.
It doesn't cost them. It doesn't cost y'all anything extra.
No.
And what do we use that money for primarily?
Prizes?
Shipping out the prizes. Because it's expensive.
Yes.
Okay.
So, speaking of our website is geekygirlsknit.com, and there you can find out everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. Well, with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. Thanks for bearing with us through me being sick and everything. And just a big thank you to everyone who has been so interested and supportive of our podcast, but also about our knitting designs. And y'all mean a lot to us, and we're very grateful for you. Hopefully by next week I'll be feeling better and be able to do my part of the show a little better. But thank you so much to Dammy for stepping in and saying the things that I normally say. We hope that y'all have a great rest of your week. I can't believe it's almost the end of February already. Don't forget to pre-order your book, coffeewithcc.com, and pick up your copy of Pom Pom Quarterly because we love it. And go buy a project bag from Fibrary. And we'll see you next week. Happy knitting. Bye.
Bye.